Good morning, everyone. Nice to see that so many stayed on the benches, even though we are changing it a bit to the international mode and going with English language this presentation. I'm really honored to have Zsolt here from Deutsche Telekom to present about their digital journey, transformation in the procurement, and I'm here on behalf of Sievo, one of the vendors supporting Telecom in that journey. We are planning to run this 30 minutes so that I will firstly happily use the opportunity and give you a short introduction to Sievo, what we are as a company. We are still fairly unknown on the German market, even though we've been in business globally already for 20 years. And then the actual keynote from Zsolt, we will reserve at least 20 minutes for that to explain you what kind of journey Telecom has taken and proceeded within the past years. So, as you can already hear from the dialect, what I'm presenting here, we come from Finland. So Sievo is originally a Finnish company, already established already in 2003, and we are active in that same specific domain already throughout that 20 years journey, meaning the procurement analytics. So we are there to support global enterprises to derive meaningful insights out of the procurement relevant data, with the ultimate goal to turn the procurement data into real business value. As mentioned, we are operating over our headquarters in Helsinki, but also already since 7 years over our American headquarters, Chicago, and then recently established office in Bucharest, Romania. 250 employees, over 25 different nationalities, so we are really international company promoting lots of diversity in our organization. And as you can see on the slide, supporting global companies in various different industries. What is probably the common denominator for all of the companies, as you can see, they come from different industries, but they all have usually the same challenge. The need and desire to derive meaningful insights out of the procurement data, which is many times scattered in different ERP systems and further systems within the company in different locations, decentralized organizations and ways of working, and with the ultimate goal to trying to consolidate, get the global view on the spend, optimize, find risks and mitigate them, and so forth. So that's what we do with our customers who are applying Sievo globally in their operations. Briefly about the solution concept itself, so you can understand Sievo as a procurement information hub, which is collecting data from various source systems, usually invoice data, PO data, supplier master data derived from the customer's internal ERP systems. So Sievo is connecting directly to the ERP system to fetch the procurement analysis relevant data from the internal systems. We can also connect the data lakes or business warehouses as a data source. And what's been highly in demand within the past 2-3 years is the enrichment of the data with external data sets like EcoVadis for sustainability, risk matters for overall supply risk, and so forth. So through this all, our customers get the full visibility on the spending on global scale, but also on a local level to support also the local procurement teams working with the daily challenges. Building on the spend analysis, we have developed additional modules also. What is driving us as today is the ambition to derive actionable insights out of the data. So not only looking backwards, but pointing out trends, anomalies based on the data, so our customers can directly start acting instead of first trying to figure out what to do with the numbers, what they see in front of them. Contract compliance, reducing maverick spend, sustainability, CO2 emissions, calculations, savings life cycle, and so forth. Lastly, a little about the mental aspect what drives us forward. So we aim to democratize the data for our customers so that everyone in the company who needs to have the access to the spend data and the procurement data would have the access. That's why in many of our customers, the users come from different hierarchical levels. So buyers are using Sievo, category managers, CPOs, even finance people are using Sievo, with the ultimate aim to have all the relevant data collected into one place and enable fast and right decision making. In the end, having the numbers that you can trust in your organizations. And now giving to Zsolt after this short intro to Sievo what we are, and probably getting also some proof that it really works in the practice as well.
Thank you, Jarkko. So warm welcome from my side as well. Good morning, everybody. My name is Zsolt Jonas. I'm working at Deutsche Telekom Group Procurement and responsible for digitalization and systems. And today I would like to talk about a little bit what was our data journey and how we are becoming a data-driven organization. I'm pretty sure that everybody is familiar with the T logo and the magenta color, but I already brought some key figures which might not be fully known to everyone. So Deutsche Telekom is a global player. The brand itself ranked 2 on global level in the telco branch, and also ranked in the top 20 globally as the most valuable brand in the world. We have around about 300 million subscribers, and we are present in more than 50 countries in the B2C segment with our own infrastructure, and basically we are present globally in the B2B segment via our T-Systems daughter company. We have more than 200,000 Mitarbeiter or employees, with a significant share of trainees and students, so we are heavily investing into the future generations as well. Telecom was always a forerunner in terms of social issues like climate protection, data privacy, diversity, and it is so prominent topic that the climate protection and the carbon footprint made in the past 1 or 2 years, even to the corporate strategy level. So we take it really, really serious. Who we are? So we have a really streamlined procurement organization, which means that we are focusing on our key business, which is negotiation, and we are doing it in a way that is most beneficial for our customers and for the company as well. So we are 50% owning a joint venture where we are focusing on our CapEx efficiency, which is our core business, related to our core business, building our network infrastructure. We have the global procurement team within Deutsche Telekom steering the local business engineering construction, or so-called Tiefbau, which is pretty much local business for Germany. Business services, formerly known as indirect purchases, and also in the information and communication technology area, the sourcing activities is done within the company. We have a dedicated organization established for operational excellence. This is our internal service provider to providing a world-class order management solution, ensuring that we have significant and very low time scan in terms of time to market. So how long does it take to send out a purchase order, and then ensuring our high efficiency via automation. We as Deutsche Procurement Global organization, we are taking care of, as our core business, finance contribution. This is what our sourcing teams are pretty much occupied with, and beyond that we are supporting our B2B business in the external spend area, negotiating the best conditions to support our deals in terms of generating more customer deals in the T-Systems business, and also running some additional EBITDA programs like getting rid of the unused or unneeded assets, taking care of the collection of discounts, claim management, and other smaller EBITDA programs. We are also providing operational support to ensure that we have always the highest efficiency in terms of lead time for preparing our purchase orders, and also we have an outstanding automation rate. Today it's somewhere between 80 to 90% of the orders are prepared without procurement involvement. We are supporting our business with digital workflows also in the area of source to contract and procure to pay, and we are setting up and running our analytics and digital dashboard also in the procurement data area, but we are also using process bionics and process analytics tool. Beyond that, we have the usual activities in terms of business steering, our compliance and resilience team taking care of risk management, compliance, procurement compliance, supplier management, and responsible also for the sustainability topic. And now I would like to talk about how the data journey looked like at Deutsche Telekom Procurement. We started our data journey, I would say, more than 10 years ago. As Telecom was growing in Europe via acquisitions, it meant that all the daughter companies that Telecom has purchased brought its own ERP and ERP system and IT infrastructure, which at the end resulted that we had more than 40 ERP systems in the group. We have pretty much unstructured data, not consolidated data sources, and it was extremely difficult to get transparency and data insights, what's going on when it comes to spend and when it comes to procurement activities. So we decided, or the group has decided, to launch Europe's biggest ERP rollout program in 2010. We started to create a global procurement and ERP template, and which was the foundation of our global data model. The result was that we brought all of our daughter companies on the same system and on the same data model, which really enabled us to have comparable data and ensure that we are able to collect all the data in the same data source. The next step, we ensured our spend data classification. We introduced a global and uniform material key set structure, and afterwards we made sure that we collect all of our procurement relevant data in one single source. So I set up a global procurement BI system. Now we were done with our P2P part, so our transactional data were all in the same tool. But the question came, what do we do with that? So I was sticking to the traditional BI reports and keep on reporting our KPIs as we did in the past, or we are taking it one step further, and we started to think that what would bring benefit to us in terms of data insights, in terms of business steering. And in 2017, 2015, so we decided to go for a tender, and we decided to go for an external provider, where we were looking for some analytics platform who can or which can deliver us meaningful data insights and also help us to cover the remaining non-clean data sets that we still had in our BI system. And we decided to go for a tender, but we were not only looking for a platform, so we are not only looking for a technical solution, we also wanted to get expertise in terms of procurement and procurement data, which company help us to make the last step and the last mile in our data journey when it comes to analytics. We had a really clear vision that we wanted to be a data-driven organization, and in order to achieve that, we knew that we need to have a proper data analytics and meaningful data insights in place. And during the tender, we finally decided to go for Sievo, because all of these key components that was required was offered and delivered by the company. And since then, we have a, let's say, fruitful partnership and cooperation, I believe. So we are keep on continuously developing our tool. And basically, as I said, we started with only the transactional data, which would be simply used as a standard BI tool as well, or would be provided by the standard BI tool as well. But by time, we turned our analytics platform into a steering tool, providing meaningful data insights, really 330-degree view on our spend, on our suppliers, and also on our contracts. And with the help of the platform, we are able to combine all of the data that we need for steering our business. And currently, all of our projects starts with Sievo, meaning that someone is popping up and saying, oh, I see issue here or I see issue there. The first things we do, the experts going into the platform, creating the right data view and making the statement. Because the single point of truth, what we have today, it's in our analytics platform. So currently, we are looking for data-driven use cases. And we are keep on using our analytics platform in terms of identify the potential and also to identify the non-clean data. We still have a small amount, but we are continuously, by having insight into the data, we are getting rid of that. The way we are seeing our analytics platform is, it's not only as a kind of N+1 tool that we are using, but this is our starting point, as I said. And I would like to mention a few very specific projects or tasks which make sense and where we are using our analytics tool for. So we have better focus and we have better decisions with the data insights. As it said, fish where the fish are. So we are negotiating where it makes sense to negotiate. It can be either spend, it can be in terms of diversity, in terms of suppliers, and also where we can achieve reasonable savings. We are fighting with our rouge spend, meaning that when someone is bypassing our sourcing strategy, it's fairly easy to identify by an analytics platform. And also, since we have our complete spend data in, so not only which are procurement relevant, but we see the complete spend in the company, we can easily find and identify a maverick buying. And by the way, we have a fully automated procurement bypass process, which starts in our analytics tool. We have a robotics process automation, which picks up the relevant report, selecting and finding the relevant items. And on cost center or cost object level, we are able to identify which were the organization which was let's say, in a favor of bypassing the procurement relevant spend. One of our latest, I believe that was last week or the week before, in a hackathon, identifying price volatility. This was one of our high-flying idea from our youngsters, meaning that we have contracts from all our daughter companies. But do we know which contract holds the best price position for the same item or for the same service? Popped up in our analytics tool, pulled the reports. It was freestyle, so-called self-service, sorry, so-called self-service, and the right data view was immediately in place. And we were able to identify, okay, these are the specific materials where we have 4 or 5 different contracts, and this contract holds the better price position. So it was, again, our sourcing team able to pick up the line and say, okay, this is something which makes sense to negotiate or look at. As we have also not only our transactional, but also our sourcing data there, we built a dashboard to support our compliance team to improve our contract compliance by simply monitoring when the contract starts, when the contract ends, if the contract is properly operationalized and ready to call up for in our transactional system. So it is really helping and supporting our business, getting whatever data insights and whatever data constellation that we need to look at for our projects. Yep. Why we selected Sievo? I believe that's a really important question. I already touched a little bit. So we were not only looking for a platform, but we were also looking for expertise. We were looking for expertise in terms of what are the meaningful data insights, what is the data, and what are the data combinations which supports our business, and what kind of data view we need in order to steer our business better. And this is what we work together and continuously working together with the Sievo team on this, to keep up with the business demands, to keep up with the business needs, to keep up with the procurement focus, and what data insights helps our business to tackle the critical situation today. So for example, now we are focusing on the environmental protection. We are building our CO2 dashboard. We are incorporating our data from an external data source, but we are using our existing transactional data and contract data and supplier data in order to consolidate and display the data views that we need to help to steer our CO2 reduction projects. I also mentioned that Sievo helped us to reach the last mile. So with our data cleansing and data consolidation and data classification project, we were around about 70–80% ready. We still have some quite significant, but that not much of portion left, which we were not able to do by ourselves, or it would have required too much effort from our side. And with the solution of so-called reclassification of incomplete data, which can be done directly on the Sievo platform, we managed to improve our data completeness and data cleanness further. So currently we are still not 100%. We will never ever be 100%, but we are definitely over 90% now. Which means that 90% of our data is assigned to the standard structure and to the standard classification that we need to steer our business. The next topic I want to mention is data science. It's a trending topic now, and I believe everybody's heard about that and interested into the topic. And I have to say that a data analytics tool is a perfect start for your data science project. Because where does data science start? It starts with the data. And usually where the data science project having difficulties when you have incomplete or dirty data. But once you have an analytics platform in place, first you can easily identify your dirty data. Second, you can ensure that you have a data cleansing happened up front. So it will definitely help your data science and data-driven projects for the future. When it comes to the customer experience, I just said the system is always on, meaning that no big user rollout, no big user role concept. It's always available. Users are popping up whenever data is needed. Just going there, looking at what is the data there, and finding the right insights and information that they are looking for. So the system and the tool is really hands-on, always available. No specific infrastructure is needed, and can be pulled the necessary reports either as a standard dashboard or a customized report anytime. What was our takeaways from the project? I have to say that currently our analytics platform is the single point of truth. We reached that maturity in the organization that no one is questioning whether we have in an analytics tool it's the reality or not. It is always the reality. Whether we like it or not, or it is the right thing or not, we can discuss about. But no one is questioning whether the data what we have on our analytics platform is the right one. It's all the time accepted this is the right data, and we are defining our actions, we are drawing our decisions based on the data that we have in the system. This is when it comes to the data quality. We are also using our analytics platform as a consolidation layers, which means that we are not going around and implementing the next tool when we have a specific data view or when we need a specific data consolidation. We are having our BI system, and the data is either stored in our BI system, or if it does not make sense or our BI system is not technologically not capable to do that, we are going to Sievo. Guys, you need to bring this data in, you need to store the data, and you need to process the data and combine the data in the data view that we need. I already mentioned before that we are aiming to be a data-driven organization, and we strongly believe that data-driven is the digital skill of the 2020 right now.
Yeah, probably before jumping into the very last slide, I have a history of 2 years with Sievo, so I don't have the full visibility back to 2015. But what was mentioned in a couple of slides back was this starting situation around 2014-15, that you had a global ERP template implemented. You are running procurement BI on top of that. I was just wondering that why you then still need something on top of that, if you can memorize that. What were kind of the challenges that you still occurred, even though you were already digitalized ways of working quite heavily, and you wanted to go with the best of breed procurement analytics on top of that concept, because that's a question what we face also quite often in the market in different discussions with the clients.
Yeah, so as I said before, we had our data consolidated in our BI, and we could have stayed with our standard procurement KPIs. What is the spend? What is the saving? What is the top suppliers? But the question that we set for ourselves, is this enough for us to steer the business in the future? And we explored the limitations of our BI system. We were stuck from technology point of view that our BI system in terms of reporting can do more. But we knew at that time that we will need more to steer the business better, to restructure procurement, and achieve better results. Okay. Because the market is changing, the expectation of our management and our stakeholders are also changing. So we also had to ensure that we are able to get all the information that we needed for setting up a project or making a decision generally at a few clicks. And this is what we get with our analytics platform. So the power is not only about, okay, I'm copying my existing reports from one system to another, but exploring the opportunity, what else I can achieve with it. How far data can help me, and data insights can help me to steer my business better. And this not only comes to savings and spend and number of suppliers, it also comes down to the operational level, meaning that where am I negotiating? Am I negotiating where I'm not achieving or achieving minor savings, or I'm focusing on those stuff and those suppliers where I can achieve better positions and deliver more contribution to the company at the end. Okay,
thank you, very insightful. If you can push to the last slide. So thanks first of all, Zsolt, for a very good presentation. And I think we still have 2 minutes left, so if there are any questions you want to ask us, please do so. Otherwise, you can find Sievo on the booth A51 just behind this wall. Und Sie können auch gerne die Fragen auf Deutsch platzieren, also kein Problem.
Da komme ich mal kurz dazu. So are there any questions from you, the audience, to Jarkko or Zsolt? No? So maybe I have one question left. So very interesting topic. So how were the data security topics handled? In the end, you are giving data to be processed by external provider. So how do you handle this? Maybe you can answer this question better.
Yeah, I have not touched the data security and data privacy and IT security topics in my sides. Telecom is pretty much concerned about data privacy of customers, data privacy of employees and suppliers, of course. And we have a well-defined protocol and procedure how we are managing our data and checking our IT solutions to fulfilling all the internal and regulatory requirements. So basically what we did that we started with the process fairly early. Basically, once we decided for the awarding on and started to set up the contract with Sievo, then we immediately involved our data privacy officer and our IT security team, and we started to look into the topic more in details. It's not an easy topic, I know, and it is not something that we can achieve overnight. So we started early, and Sievo was a perfect partner to answering all of our questions, to taking away all of our considerations, and providing all the details, insights, and transparency, how they are managing the data of their customers, how their infrastructure set up, and how they are treating and processing our data. At the end, we were concluding a bilateral data protection agreement, which serves the purpose of both parties, which is currently regularly reviewed in terms of regulatory requirements, just to keep up with the latest data protection expectations from Europe or from Germany, but it's also reviewed in terms of our internal regulation. And we are always having a kind of open discussion how we are sorting out our data protection requirements and IT security topics.
Okay, so thank you so much. And last thing I have to say, big applause for Jarkko and Zsolt.
Thanks.
Thank you.